All right, everybody. So thanks so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and get started. The voice you're hearing belongs to David Gibb. I am the U.S. marketing lead. If you received emails from us in the past, they were attached to my name. So that's me. It's a real pleasure to meet you guys here live. And of course, joining me is going to be our principal / VP of client engagement, Danny Aznani. He's going to jump on the line in just a second, and we are going to start telling you about customer engagement and how you can enable a powerful customer engagement strategy connecting your ERP and Salesforce. So without any further ado, since it's a short session, I'm going to go ahead and pass over to Danny.
Thank you, David, and thank you all for joining today's webcast. This is a short session, so to your point, David, let's jump right into it. So I'd first like to bring up, some of these stats just to really set the stage today on today's discussion. And really just wanted to first start with just talking a little bit about how COVID has really changed the way manufacturers have operated, and really that this change is here to stay. The numbers here that you can see in terms of the stats are pretty staggering, and it's clear that if manufacturers are really not improving their customer experience, they're more or less becoming obsolete. As you can see here, 60% of customers have higher expectations for digital experience than they did before COVID. 84% of customers say experience is as important as product when working with the manufacturer. And 73% of businesses say a customer data platform is critical to their customer experience efforts. And close to 90% of C-suite manufacturers say digital transformation is critical or a high priority for the next 24 months in their strategy. So digital transformation is here to stay, and that's very clear. And manufacturers that are future ready are really able to react rapidly to market changes compared to those unprepared manufacturers. And we'll talk about the difference between these future ready manufacturers versus unprepared manufacturers. And really, manufacturers that are future ready are at the end of the day, they're more resilient. And really, they're able to make their business and IT operations much, much more agile by digitizing the customer experience, automating the front end and back office, the front office, back office, for really that much more collaborative, connected enterprise. And we'll talk about that here today. Next slide. So what does this mean for manufacturers? And how do we transform to really become future ready? And really, how do we drive tangible business outcomes? We've really simplified this in 5 areas here for these future ready manufacturers. The first is looking at transforming the customer, partner, and distributor digital experience. It's essential that your customers, your partners, your distribution channels can really engage through a very responsive, personalized portal experience, whether it's across web or mobile or any other device. And you need to be able to provide them those self-service ways to place orders, to create tickets, to view invoices, to manage carts, rebates, manage loyalty credits, and much more, right? The world and the opportunities for that engagement are endless. And this piece is really the foundation for these future-ready manufacturers. The second and third piece is really about integrating your ERP data and processes from your back office to your front office, right? And really automating the sales and operations areas and lines of businesses. Data, as we all know, is the fuel in your organization. And unlocking data from these silos provides an enormous amount of opportunity for that customer delight to drive business value across these teams. Future-ready manufacturers are taking ERP and CRM integration to the next level through automation. And as an example use case, just a case in point, a change in inventory levels, for example, can proactively send a text to a loyal customer about their frequent orders And a bot could ask them, hey, would you like to place this order, with a simple yes or no response before those inventory levels get too low. So being able to provide this level of agility differentiates future ready manufacturers from those unprepared manufacturers. The fourth area is specific to omni-channel enablement. And those future ready manufacturers really understand that their customers do not want to call into the customer service center and be on hold to speak with an agent. They expect self-service across channels, whether again it be across web, mobile, voice, SMS, chat, or social media. And really, they expect that the experience or the conversation or the action that they initiated persists across those channels. So that means that, for instance, if I create a return, if I want to send in a return on merchandise or a product, and I started that over a web portal, and for instance, I forget to print the shipping label, a bot could, for instance, send me a note on the mobile app or over text and be able to provide me a one-click link to print that label with instructions. And that's really where we're defining this omni-channel experience across these wide variety of channels that are available to consumers today. The last area, and probably the most disruptive in the manufacturing space right now, is direct to consumer. This, by far, with the pandemic, is changing the way manufacturers operate, and future ready manufacturers are understanding that providing a great customer experience that is seamless and transparent drives more revenue and more margins at the end of the day. And an automated front and back office experience really helps accelerate this transformation by driving operational and customer efficiencies. And these future ready manufacturers are optimizing their potential by serving customers better and really driving both the top and the bottom line for their organizations. And I'd like to now kind of turn it to David to show how we've taken a manufacturer from more of that unprepared manufacturer stage to really transitioning themselves to really become future ready manufacturers, and walk you through this case study end to end. David?
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Danny. Apologies, let me clear my voice there. So yeah, the story I'm about to tell you is about a real customer of ours. We're not going to say their name today, but they are a real manufacturer. They're located in the Southeast here in the US, and they focus primarily on construction materials. So like roofing supplies, girders, gutters, things of that nature, just to provide a little bit of reference. And they've been really rapidly growing over the last couple of years. They've had an aggressive merger and acquisition strategy. And as part of that, they've brought on tons and tons of both new customers and new partners. So they're growing their business, they're scaling, but there are new relationships to manage. They're coming from a background of kind of old school Oracle centricity. Their source of truth to this point had been an on-prem Oracle EBS solution, and it was not connected to any other systems. It was very kind of traditional and monolithic. As part of their growth initiative, they had wanted to use Salesforce more and more, because obviously that's sort of the more exciting, more vibrant, more engaging platform. But there was no connectivity between the Salesforce environment and that pre-existing Oracle environment. So all that old customer data was not visible to the sales and account teams. And they had really, really limited CX. They were interacting with their customers and gathering orders through an e-commerce interface that the product owner said to me, it was basically akin to what you would be using if you sold arts and crafts online. And there were not really any analytics that they could pull out of there about customer behavior. It was really, really limited and totally disconnected from the rest of their systems. So that's the prior state, and the initiative, the growth point for this project was actually the account management team themselves. So the account management team came to their colleagues in IT and said, "We need some help." These guys were like our friend account manager Mike. They had all these new accounts because of the rapid expansion, but they were finding that growing account value, increasing the ACV, was really difficult. It felt stagnant. And that was because they had these shallow relationships with the customers. They didn't know anything because all the previous data was locked up in EBS on prem, and they were trying to work in Salesforce with no live visibility. So the result of that is they didn't really know anything about the customers, and they just felt like order takers, and they weren't feeling like they were providing much value to the company. And they said, hey, if we can't provide an experience and an engaging methodology that really hooks these customers, we're really risking this whole growth initiative. We need an engagement tool that's going to help us communicate with customers better, understand their needs better, and draw more powerful analytics out of their behavior. The other person feeling a lot of pain was customer Catherine. So that's someone in, accounts payable or receiving at a customer of the manufacturer. Catherine wants interacting with Mike to be really, really easy. When she puts in an order, she wants it to be straightforward. She wants the whole process to be responsive. She doesn't want to have to wait on hold. She doesn't want to back and forth with email. She wants a live platform where she knows what's happening as it's happening, and she can interact directly with her support team as needed. She also has responsibilities when it comes to accountability and documentation at work. So she needs a centralized access point for all their data and records, and she needs it at the snap of her fingers, right? She's not going to wait around for a month if she needs tax documentation today. That's very impractical. So that's the before state for account manager Mike and customer Catherine. What I'm going to toss to next is a little demonstration of the solution that we built for this business. So first, what you're going to see is the process of live connectivity between Oracle and Salesforce. You're going to see information go in the ERP and then be reflected live in Salesforce. We'll also give a little bit of background into sort of how that connectivity works. And at the end of the demo, we will show you that customer platform a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you. I hope the volume isn't too blasto loud.
For many businesses, customer data is divided between two sources of truth: an Oracle ERP used by back office and supply chain professionals, and a Salesforce CRM used by the front office, sales, and service teams. What if you could connect your Oracle ERP and Salesforce CRM to create a single source of truth for both teams? R-Star Technologies can help you do just that. Let's see what it looks like in action. For example, let's say a customer reaches out to reduce their standard monthly order due to financial constraints. Your fulfillment team can look up the active order in your Oracle ERP, update the number of parts in the order, and document the reason for the change. In the past, that update might not have made it to Salesforce because the data had to be rekeyed manually. With a seamless CRM ERP integration, that information can be synced with the CRM and be visible to your sales team in real time. How does it work? Well, first, the names of objects and fields from both Oracle and Salesforce are mapped, and transformation rules are created to ensure both platforms can interpret and present the same set of data. Once the integration is turned on, when a sales professional searches the order number in Salesforce, they'll see the updated order totals without any manual data transfer or wasted time making inter-office calls or emails. That means better visibility, increased productivity, and more customer-friendly account management. From there, you can extend that same comprehensive data view to the customer using a portal like Salesforce Experience Cloud. With custom integration, you've built a connected enterprise that's ready to conquer some of the industry's biggest challenges. If you'd like to learn more about how you can maximize your Oracle and Salesforce investments, let's schedule a value realization session to see how this accelerator can bring value to your organization.
So let's check back in with Mike and Catherine. Before, Mike felt like things were really, really stagnant. He was a glorified order taker. He didn't know his customers. He couldn't build powerful relationships with them. Now he's the Zen master. He's feeling really, really confident because he's armed with a full end-to-end data story for each one of his accounts. He knows their behavior based on exactly what they're doing on the engagement platform. He can see their orders or changes or concerns come in real time. And that enables that personalized relationship where he's not a salesman anymore. He's a colleague. He's an enablement expert who's helping them out. And because of that transformation, Mike and his team can uncover about 10% net new account values just through those personalized relationships, the full data story, and the responsive engagement with the customer. As for Catherine, she got her wish 100%. Engagement is very straightforward and easy now. She can communicate in real time, see updates in real time. She has a very strong relationship with Mike where he's enabling her day to day, week to week in terms of making sure they get the orders they need and the documentation they need to maintain just a really powerful, strong relationship. And everything is totally no hassle. So again, we've gone from the prior state of a lot of technical debt, a lot of siloed systems, and sort of an old school customer experience to something that's very new, very connected, and very empowering for both the customer and the account executive. So we're just about at the end of our 15-minute session here. The next steps, of course, are to bring this conversation to a one-on-one basis. As Danny said at the beginning, this project and really all of these kinds of projects are driven exactly by customer needs and your specific goals for transformation and modernization. So the next logical step is for us to start a personalized conversation. So here's the path forward to that. We can follow up on this with a discovery session. That would be, another short session, about 20 minutes, half an hour. And that would be all about getting to know you on a one-to-one basis. What are your goals? What are your customers' needs? What's your current environment like? And, what are your pain points and struggles day to day? From there, we'll work with you to create a roadmap to total customer and partner 360. So totally modern, very engagement friendly relationships with all your customers and all your partners as we dedicated, or as we demonstrated rather, that are going to help you uncover new value by providing more responsiveness and more value to them. We'll help you lay out a roadmap to that that's specifically based on your goals, your business models, and what your customers want and need. And from there, we can look at diving into the work together and transforming your relationships and making them more direct with that direct to consumer, direct to partner, and so on. So if you're ready to bring this to the next step and start a personalized conversation about customer engagement, partner engagement, and navigating any technical debt you may be experiencing, go ahead and reach out to us. I can help you set up your discovery session. There's a big blue button in the upper right-hand corner that says schedule a demo. You can hit that button, fill out that form, and I will reach out to you as quickly as possible. So thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this session has been useful to you, that it's really opened your eyes and you've seen the path forward to engaging with your customers and partners in a new way and providing more value for them and realizing more value in return. Thanks so much. I'll be reaching out to all of you in the next couple of days with the recording of this session. And again, if you have any questions about what we've heard or would like to know more or schedule a discovery session, please don't hesitate to follow up with me right away. So thanks so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon.